It's me.
It's
I'm kicking
me.
it off.
All
But I don't
right.
really know what we say, except that this is our weekly huddle to kind of talk about what's going on this week, what's happened in the previous weeks before, kind of to talk about what's coming up as well. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice, so just be a little bit patient with me. Um, and yeah, so I am going to do our shout out portion of our meeting today. So we're just gonna like be excited and talk about what people are doing and cheer them on and encourage each other in our growth and in our business and just growing. So,
Let me
Stephanie,
interrupt real quick. And
yeah, yeah,
say, if you have a kind of quiet background, feel free to unmute yourself during this portion and like cheer people on.
yes, good to know.
Igualmente te mando un
So,
beso. Quiero
Stephanie
mucho.
Tapia
Cuídate
is
tú también
silver.
muchísimo.
So she made that $300 bonus for making that happen during double bonus month. So if you are also working on a double rank up bonus, would you comment in the chat what you are working towards? And then I also want to shout out Mary Carmen. She earned the Silver Stars trip. I have never even heard of this until today. So this is super, super cool. It's an exclusive invitation to go to the Plexus corporate office. It's a paid for trip for her and a guest, and they get to have a spa day. They get to tour Plexus headquarters and meet and greet with the executive staff, which is huge, like up close and personal. So cool. And she earned it for seeing over 6 silvers developed in her level 1s and her level 2s during the month of November. So, Mary Carmen, that is so amazing. Congratulations. So excited for you.
Thank you. I didn't even know that existed. I'm so
Me either. That is so
excited.
cool. And so now I'm going to talk about
Congratulations, Carmen.
new people that have earned 250 perks for enrolling one friend. So there's a few people: Teresa Planey, Erica Falcon, Chelsea Dillon, Daniela Morillo. Did I say that right? And Shirley C. You've all gotten 250 perk points for enrolling one friend. So way to go, y'all. That's awesome. And then for our cozy blanket earner, we have Stephanie Tapia. And I know she is not on this call, but let's cheer her on. That is so exciting. So those are our shout outs for this week, and keep on working, y'all. We still have days left in the month. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in these last like week and a half of December.
Okay, y'all. Now we are kicking it to Rosie. She's gonna share a little bit kind of her story. And y'all, you may not know this, but we have like wellness warriors in English, and we also have Comunidad del Bienestar. I probably totally jacked that up, but in Espanol. So it's our wellness warrior in Espanol community. And Mary Carmen and Rosibel are kind of kicking that off together. So we asked her to share a little bit of her story and then kind of her vision for the Latina community in Wellness Warrior and Plexus.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Okay, I have my notes here, to be focused, okay? I'm gonna try to maintain that in the time that we have. So hello, everyone. I'm Rosibel, and I'm gonna start, telling you who am I and how I did start with Plexus, okay? I'm Rosibel Marin, I'm Venezuelan, and I live currently in Canada. And my profession is that I'm a baker, a professional baker, cake designer for more than 20 years now this year. So this has been so after high school, I started studying education, but then I put it aside, and then my profession is this. So currently I teach in Spanish. I have an online academy where I help people to get into this business too, to learn the skills to be a pastry chef, okay, and to build their own business, and artisan breads and that, right? So I have that community with Anna that is now here in my beside, in Spanish, okay? And we have been doing this for 4 or 5 years around that. We have a YouTube channel and we have a platform that is a virtual school, okay? This year, okay, because of that, I has been struggling with my weight all years and my metabolism and everything, right? I love sweet, I love bread, but a good dessert and a good bread, okay? Not all, not just sugar. So, but this year I was struggling with my weight, but more than ever was like, for the last 3 years around that, I has been focusing in my gut health, like studying that and how is that related in different things, in our bodies. And then I heard from my cousin Marycarmen about plexus. And when I heard gut health and weight loss, plexus got me like, okay, this is good. Then I started with reset and triplex, and I was very consistent, but I didn't do it by myself. I did it with Anna too, okay? So we started together with this, and I started seeing results, okay? I was stuck first. I was eating the right things. I was thinking that, and doing exercises. That wasn't new for me, but I was stuck. So I started seeing results. I started losing weight, but something good was happening in my body too. I have been struggling with migraines since I was a teenager. That got me to get used to feel the pain, to try not to take a lot of ibuprofen. I started to just get used to feel the pain, and that wasn't good. And in my pregnancy, my first pregnancy, I spent, after I had my boy, more than 40 days with migraine every day. So that is a big thing for me. And I got used to that, like that I'm gonna live with that until I die. But I noticed, I started plexus, but because of the weight, but then I started to notice that the migraine, the maybe 4 episodes in a month were decreasing, 3, 2, maybe just 1. And Anna can tell about that because everyone around that can notice that. Like I can focus, I'm started, it affects your humor, your mood, everything, right? So when I start seeing those results, first month, second month, Marycarmen started telling me the opportunity to share. And I wanted to be consistent, but I need to cover the cost of the supplement because I knew my husband is gonna telling me in a few months, we need to cut those, expenses. So I start sharing. Where did I start sharing? In my Latino community, with my students, with people that I knew they were struggling like me, with low energy, with migraine, with inflammation, everything. So it was very natural for me to start with my students in Spanish, the Latino community. So people were, coming into the community, and in Plexus, we have an excellent product, great community. Here we are, but I found a gap. Some of them, they don't speak English. Some of them just a little bit. Some of them speak English, but they are very shy to be here, right? To make mistakes, to speak in another brain way, maybe. So in some way, we found, okay, we need to do something with this Latino community. No, it's not just talking the same language, Spanish, but it's to have a space for them to feel safe, to feel include, right? Because we have a good product, we have good system, but if they are not plugged in, that is not going to help them, right? So I found that the game wasn't fair for us. Like in English, we have a lot of resources. Now I'm going from my experience in Plexus to what we are doing with the Latino community here in Plexus, right? So we found like, okay, the game is not fair yet. So we need to do something, because something that I have been learning doing my online business is that the Hispanic community, we deserve good education too. We have a lot of good resources in English all around the world, but it's very limited in Spanish. So we has been focused in that area, the pastry things and everything, to bring that platform, good education. So we thought, let's do the same with Plexus. We have good resources. We have a lot of tools that we want to share, and they don't have it yet. Let's build that. So we just started, we have the community Wellness Warrior and Guerreros del Bienestar in Spanish. So we are trying to emulate that community and twist a little bit some things because of the culture too. And one of the things that we're gonna twist is the end of the challenge. You'll know the date, but we have to make a few changes because we need to hear the culture too, to be able to help them, because we want results. We want for them to try to be consistent and to feel the different, the same, to feel the things that we have been feeling, and that's why we are here, right? So we need to have a good system, good platform, and that also is the training. We have good resources like Boot Club, all the trainings that we have in Plexus, we don't have it in Spanish. It's not the same. Even to share a few, I don't know, when we are gonna do, the reset, we are sending in English because we don't have it in Spanish. So we have to build that. But I want to let you know that we are working hard here with all the community that is growing, a few silvers growing to gold and beyond. And it's taking some work, but we know that with all, each of them are bringing good skills. And we are going to use that to have a fair game in Spanish too. So I want to let you know that if you have some friends that are already trying Plexus, or some prospect or some friends that, they don't speak English, so maybe that is a limitation, because that's why they're not joining, because maybe they say, okay, I'm not going to understand anything. So let them know that we have a Latino community here, that we are willing to help them, and we want to grow together. We are not going to be, separate. We're going to talk later about that, how we're going to be connected with the English and Spanish and more people to come. We want to be inclusive here, but we want to talk in the same way. I'm not talking about languages, Spanish, Chinese, anything. I'm talking about how we can connect and help them. So I don't know if you have any question. I just wanted to let you know that while we are growing, we can see we have yoga instructor, Zumba instructor. We have our, how you say, Marycarmen, like our declutter queen.
Declutter it. Yeah, decluttering queen, yes.
We have
Daniela.
our master in technical things, Ana Teresa. So we have a lot of good people that have skills already, and we're going to learn more, of course, but we are here to build that system, to build that platform, and to include more people. And just to let you know, and then you can think about, okay, why in Spanish? Why, if we are in the States and we most of us speak English, right? Well, did you know that in 2020 there were like 62 million Latino people in the States? In 2023, 63 million people. So it's growing. That represents almost a fifth of the population in the States. So there is a lot of people that need help They deserve to know Plexus. They deserve to feel great as we are feeling, right? So let's bring this to them too. And it's just in the USA. I'm not talking about Mexico and Canada and any other place. It's just the United States.
Yeah. Thank you, Rosie. You guys, and I mean, I know I've had customers before who they are Latinas and speak very good English and Spanish, but they've like wanted to share with family members and they really couldn't. They didn't have the tools. And so, Rosie, you are paving the way. I was just messaging Marycarmen and saying, this is what you're going to talk to corporate about when you go in April. Like this, like you're going to have time to sit down with Jean and Genevieve and Tarl and Alec and just be able to say like, there is a need here and I want to partner with you in it. And so I am so grateful for you ladies just being trailblazers, for letting somebody who speaks very little Spanish partner with you in this. And Google Translate is my best friend right now. So we're just really, really excited for what this is kind of growing into. So next, we are going to kick it over to Hunter Russell. She is a Ruby in Central Texas, and she's going to share a little bit about what's coming up in the January group and how to kind of leverage that for your business for growth.
All right. Thank you, Rosie, so much. That I know you guys have been working really hard, and it's super exciting to see our team expanding in so many different ways. First, before I get into the groups that are coming up, Tracy had asked me to kind of share what's working well in my business. And on my way home, something came in my mind that I just feel like I have to share. This is a super busy season for me. I know this is probably a busy season for everybody. We are moving, so it's not just the holidays. We're like moving away from family and trying to find time with our family while they feel like we're dying and leaving them, going to a different state. So I just realized I have been being super intentional with my time. When I am present with someone, I am like putting the phone down and just being really intentional, and have like that is forcing me to make sure I am blocking out time to also get my work done. And I actually feel like it's making me be more efficient. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there in this busy time. Be intentional with your family, be present with your family, but also just block out those times to get your work done too. So with that, we have a really cool group coming up in January. Tracy's going to kind of spill all the details of that and what is coming with that group. But I just want to share why these groups that we do within our Wellness Warrior community is so important. When we do different challenges groups, whether it's like, you know, the one that we did with active and ease and like our steps count, a reset group, whatever it is, when we get your customers into that, there's so much more buy-in. There's so much more third-party validation. They're getting feedback from Sally that they've never met before that's having great results, or someone saying, hey, when you mix this together, it tastes better. Or I like this routine. And so like just being able to feed off of each other and not just getting information from you is such a good way to help them really buy in, really get great results from that. And it's going to help them see how we plug in, and they're going to want to plug their friends in too. I know some of the corporate events that are great to plug in also, not to get super crazy confusing, but sometimes they do as a challenge, they'll do like take a selfie and put it in your story. And so they're not asking them to share, but they're being challenged to take a picture of themselves doing the product, and therefore it is sharing. And so it's just a really nice way to like ease them into that, make that a normal thing. It's not a weird thing to take a picture of yourself drinking your favorite pink drink. And it just, again, having that third-party validation is just going to be really good to get those results, make it seem normal, make it feel normal, and have friends in the process. I know that our group that we have coming up, the reset group in January, starting January 2nd, Tracy was sharing with me, our team goal is to have 200 people in that group. That is going to be so fun, so exciting. And you guys, if you each just invite 10 people, we can each get 10 people in that group. We are going to well surpass that number. So that's the goal we're shooting for, every single person. We need to be thinking about who we are inviting. And so inviting new prospects, inviting current customers who are actively taking the products every single month, letting them know what they need for this group so that they can partake in it. And then also any customers that have kind of gone to the wayside and haven't ordered anything in a little bit. This is a great way to get them back engaged and help them see those goals that they really wanted in the first place. January is a great month for this. Everyone is already, come December 26th, people are already talking about their New Year's resolution. So let's help them see success in the new year and do it in a fun way.
Oh, thank you. How many of y'all are excited for the January groups? Okay, let me get you a little more excited because I want you to kind of know what to expect as we're going into this. So a lot of times, if you've never been a part of a group before, they can feel kind of like long, like we've done like month-long groups, and by the end, there's like one person commenting, okay? We've done groups with like a big cash prizes at the end where it's like somebody's gonna win, you know, $500 and there's like one winner, okay? What we're doing this time is something a little bit different. Hold on, I gotta grab this real quick because I want you to get really excited with me. And I clearly didn't plan on this, or I would have had it unwrapped in my lap. But we are doing something a little bit different. We're gonna do daily giveaways. How many of y'all like daily giveaways and lots of chances to win? Okay, how many of y'all like Plexus stuff? Yeah, okay, everybody. So we got these super cute cups and we got these custom stickers and they're fun. Everyone has a different color lid and straw. And we're gonna have a winner every single day. So the first 3 days during our reset, we're gonna actually give away a bag of active every day during the reset for checking in, for participating, that kind of thing. And then we're gonna give away one of these cups every day for the rest of the challenge. 14 days total. And so there's gonna be 14 winners, y'all. It's gonna be so fun. Okay, now what do you need to know? We are gonna do things, Julie and I, y'all, she has been like the best cohort in this. We're gonna do some really fun things. We are gonna one day like challenge you to get your steps in, okay? And then another day, like Hunter said, we're gonna have you do like post a pink drink selfie or tag your friend in a story. Another day, we're gonna have you, I'm gonna give this one away. Julie and I were really excited about it, but you guys can go ahead and prep. So you have like a 1-up on the challenge. We're gonna have you do your longest plank and comment your time for your check-in. And whoever has the longest time is gonna win. So like, we just have some really fun stuff planned for this group to keep it fresh and engaging. And so here's what you need to know. We're gonna start with a 3-day reset. And y'all, let me tell you this, our English group is starting on January the 2nd. And when I was talking to Rosie and Marycarmen, they were like, we Latinas party all week long, Tracy. We're not ready to start on the 2nd of January. We will still be eating lots of food. And so the Latina challenge is going to start on the 8th of January, a week later. And so know that you have kind of those two options to plug into based on what your goals are, what your customers' goals are. Julie said she's been Latina all December. Yes, that is it. Yes, Julie, we're tied. But we have those two options, but we're gonna reset. So you guys, I will tell you the best tool to see success in these groups is doing it with us. So get your hands on a 3-day reset if you can. If you can't make that happen right now, replicate it as best you can. to participate with us, okay? Grab some clean snack bars at the grocery store, get your slim and your active, and y'all hear me say, I think lean is the best, but I realize that's an extra expense this time of year. Grab some Premier Protein at the grocery store, replicate with us, and invite your customers in on this with you. Don't necessarily promote that you're not using the Reset products. You hear what I'm saying? But you want to be able to invite your customers to do this with you, whatever that means. It's going to be really hard to find success in this group if you're like, hey, my other friends are doing this and I could plug you in. Well, are you going to do it? Well, no, I wasn't going to do it. Well, if you're not going to do it, then why would I do it? Right? So you really can decide, I am going to do this. I ordered my Reset today, y'all. That way, when the box comes in, I can post about it. I can invite people to join me this with me. I'm going to be checking in on them. I'm going to be tagging them and things in the group. I'm going to get them in there with me. When I go on my walk, I'm going to text them a picture, right? You see how you can leverage this. And you guys, like Hunter said, if everybody on this screen got 10 friends to join us, that'd be 240 people. That would be so many. Can you imagine the energy of 240 people resetting together? You guys, this is how we help people see the best results. And if you're like me, how many of y'all have a customer from like October or November and they just haven't started taking their products? Does anybody else have that happen? Just me? And y'all, she's one of my good friends. And I'm like, sister, mix it up. Literally on Friday, I was like, mix it up right now and send me a picture when you do. And she didn't. So I messaged her today and I said, okay, I know this is a crazy season. What do you think about starting with me on January 2nd? And she was like, thank you for not being mad at me. I think that sounds like a plan I can wrap my head around. You guys, success for her is the ultimate goal. Most people quit this because one, they're not very good with new habits and consistency. And then two, they feel bad telling you that they're not very good with new habits and consistency. How many of y'all did it take a little bit to figure this out and add it into your life? Yeah. Yeah. You guys, that's normal. And so this is a great thing to pivot with. If you're checking in on that customer tomorrow and she's still just like, well, then go ahead and say, hey, what about January the 2nd? Or what about January the 8th? Do you want to do this with me? Go ahead and get that commitment for that. Go ahead and get them plugged in. Put them on your list. I would recommend that you keep a list of your customers who are joining, because it's really easy once that group has 200 people in it to be like, oh my gosh, which of my customers said yes? Which of my customers am I supposed to add? Which of them am I supposed to be tagging? Like, it gets really confusing because I know a lot of y'all have a lot of customers. And in the Latina community, okay, this friend is in this group. This friend is in this group. You want to kind of keep track of that. What I would recommend though is whichever group you're doing, if you're all in on the January 8th group, plug your people into the group that you're all in with. Is that helpful? Because I know it can get a little bit confusing here and there. But then also know, like for those of us who are English speaking, we have this opportunity where if you have somebody that the language barrier has caused a hurdle, invite them to join us for our Hispanic group starting January 8th. Y'all, Rosie is incredible. Marycarmen is incredible. That whole community, you guys are incredible. And I fully trust that any one of us could plug a friend or a family member or an auntie into, and they would be so loved and taken care of and plugged in. And so just know, like, there really is a place for everybody here. That was a really long-winded way to tell you what's coming up this week, okay? Every morning, I think all of y'all are in our Wellness Warrior Hope Shares chat thread. Every morning this week, I'm going to be giving you a daily task. that's going to be some new reach outs, inviting some friends to join us for our challenge, just some specific daily things to really help you kind of check all of the boxes before we head into Christmas. Because I know that a lot of y'all are going to be with family next week. And so we really want to help people get their orders in for the challenge, probably no later than Friday or Saturday of this week, because holiday shipping really screws things up. And that way they can have their reset, their triplex, and their balance in time for the group. Thursday evening, we are having our weekly prospect group. It'll be the same situation as last week, where it's in a Facebook group at 8 p.m. There'll be live videos, and it'll be really, really helpful for prospects that you have. Teresa said, what if they don't have all of the products like Balance, but they have Reset and BioCleanse ProBio? Can they still be in the group? Teresa, yes, anybody can be in the group. You guys, if you have a customer who hasn't ordered since July and they have a triplex combo sitting in their pantry, invite them to join. Now, what you'd want to tell them is, hey, we're all starting with a reset. Could I help you order a reset so that you can start with us? I would say the biggest things are a reset and a bag of Slim, at least, because if they only have the reset and not the Slim, they're really not going to be able to participate for the full 14 days. And so I would say at least Slim and Balance. I think that would be a good kind of fit in. What I'm telling customers who have a surplus on hand is I'm saying, hey, we're recommending Reset, Triplex, and Balance. Of those things, what do you not have on hand? And then I'm really trying to help them figure out where the best place is to place an order or fill in the gap with what they need. In order to win a prize, you do have to have a 100 PV order during the month of December. So basically Slim plus a product or triplex combo qualifies. That just means that they're commission qualified. And the reason for that, y'all, I didn't understand this for a long time. I'm covering the prizes, okay, y'all, hear me say this. I'm all in with this. But when somebody is not commission qualified, that means that there's not a payment like being received for the order. And when the money that you're using for the prizes is coming from the orders placed, does that make sense? You're kind of using the money that you're making from the order to then funnel it into the prizes that you're giving. And so that's what we always do with prizes earned. So if somebody's at like 90 PV because they need ProBio and BioCleanse and a reset, I mean, then just tell them, hey, why don't you add one more product and you'll qualify for all the prizes. Like, tell them that way they're not like caught surprised. They may not do it, but I never really understood that when I had started sharing, and so I wanted to explain that to y'all. Okay, and then I think that's all I have. Kim Hare is going to close us out. She is going to share a little bit of why the Plexus business has been a blessing for her and her family, and that's it.
Thanks, Tracy. Okay, have any of you guys heard you make a plan and then you hear God laugh? Like, I feel like that has been, I mean, recently, very much my story. But when I look back to my Plexus journey for 3.5 years, I'm like, wow, he has such a great sense of humor. Did I always find it funny in the moment? No. But now I can look back and I'm very grateful for all of the ups and downs. But when I started Plexus in June of 2020, I was just married. We had just built our home. I think I started Plexus and then I got Moose. So we were just had like, it was just my husband and our dog. And I had a full-time job. I was working as an executive assistant. I loved my job, y'all. It was a very demanding job, but I was like corporate. I traveled the world. I really had incredible opportunities. I had so much like trust with the team that I supported. And I felt like that's what I was always going to do. Deep down, I had this longing to be a stay-at-home mom whenever the time came. But, like life just happens and you're like, okay, shh. Like that's not going to happen. So I started sharing Plexus just because I felt so good. And I was like, well, that's really rude if I keep this to myself. And so I was really just like, kind of like casually sharing. I mean, I probably started sharing more frequently, but I was not like building a business. per se. I just wanted my friends to feel good. And then it started being nice that like my products were covered and then like earning little prizes. And I earned the first leaders retreat at Tracy's house because of COVID and just all of those different things. And then I started to get to know more of the team and I was like, wow, like this group is amazing. Like they're way better than all the dudes that I work with at work. But it was still like, in my mind, I was like, I love my job. And then I had my son, and I remember the night before I started back to work when my maternity leave was coming to an end, and I was sobbing. Like my heart was breaking. And the thing was, I was keeping him at home with me because I worked from home, like virtually, but I still had him with me. But I just knew that my attention was going to be divided. And I didn't want that anymore. I wanted him to have all of my attention. And I knew that my priority of my family was not my boss's priority. And so therefore I realized I didn't love my job anymore. My new job as a mom became my priority. And then I was like, you know what? If I keep helping people with Plexus, this could be the thing that like brings me home full time and helps Rollin be my priority, my full-time attention. So I was working all every nook and cranny possible. I was working Plexus. And I thought, okay, if I can just, continue to share, continue to build my business, continue to help people, bring people in with me, I'm going to be able to step away from my job. And then God laughed and was like, you silly, silly girl, just leave it to me. And January 15th of this year, my job was eliminated. Just up out of nowhere, my boss called me and was like, yeah, so we're removing your position. And I thought he was joking, you guys. Like I had that much belief that I had job security. And it just truly, like, it rocked me, obviously. And then I thought, okay, I'm all in with Plexus. And yeah, I did. I was like laughing and crying. I was like, Tracy, you're never gonna believe this. Because I think I was still in shock myself. And so this whole year I have been at home with my son, just continuing to help people, bringing people in. And I want to admit it's been easy because I don't think anybody on the screen will say that, this is easy. It is simple. We have simple systems. We have simple tools, but it's work, like mostly in here. If you haven't hit a mental block, you will. So it's something you have to work through, but just always knowing that I was home with my son and I was able to be the wife that like I wanted to be. I finally I learned how to cook. Y'all, 30 something years, I never cooked. My husband did it. He was he's still really the best at it. But I felt like I actually have time. I can watch the noodles. Like it was something I had never had a chance to do because I was always so focused on my job and then just getting all the things done. So it's really allowed me to make my priorities, my main thing, the main thing. And it has just been such a joy. So yeah, and now I'm so excited. I had my first team call with my team today, you guys. I was like, today's been very emotional. If you can't tell, this is kind of me at all times though, but it was just really, really exciting to finally see January 15th to here, December 18th. It's been a year of God laughing and I am so grateful. So that's my why. Oh, reminder, since next week is Christmas, I love you guys too. Next week is Christmas, so be with your families. We will not be meeting, but we will be back here in 2 weeks on January 1st to kick off 2024. And y'all, I know it's going to be big for everybody. So love you all. Have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in 2024.
Good night, y'all.